Hello, my name is Mark, and I'd like to welcome you to GovDirections. Today, I'm going to give you a personal demonstration of our site to help you make better use. Just a quick reminder, GovDirections is located in Atlanta, Georgia. We have served this market segment since 1998. Currently have a membership base of just over 94,000 companies worldwide. Most companies, when they first come to us, they're familiar with the federal government. Perhaps you've already registered in the System for Award Management, or SAM, in preparation for winning a federal contract. However, a lot of us quickly learn that those are somewhat few and far between, and we quickly look at state and provincial agencies to help us in our market segments. Cities, counties, schools, hospitals, all kinds of special districts that are out there. Some 100,000 total, over 35,000 cities, 3,000 plus counties, 12,800 plus schools, and then we tend to use a lot of special districts who have one purpose, traditionally a hospital service, airports, transit systems, parks, and so forth. So I like to use a puzzle to show an illustration of how GovDirections, pulls together a fragmented market, not broken by any means, but fragmented. Every day, some 5,000 new calls for bids and requests for proposals are issued. If you come to our front page, you'll find the last one at any given time. Just over 80% of our bids are posted directly by government. However, we do not work with any government agency. We only work on behalf of our membership, and that allows us the flexibility to publish information that oftentimes you do not see elsewhere. Governments can publish, they just cannot tell us not to publish. You'll see each bid with a title here, as well as a due date, the state that it's located in, and the status level. We only publish active listings at our front page. None of are speculative by any means. So therefore, meaning, so for example, in this one here, a Colorado government is going to issue an award for internet service provision on or about January 31st. And so if you're a provider of that type of service, then you would want to respond in a timely way to them, and you potentially could see yourself with an award. As you might imagine, with some 5,000 new bids issued daily, you have to have some sort of way to catalog this information so that we could deliver it to you in an organized way and not to overwhelm you with information. So each bid, as it comes into our system, is classified into about 140 different industry classifications or industry segments that we work within. And you'll see those organized by groupings: consulting, you'll see equipment, infrastructure, information technology, services, supplies, and trades. And so you'd find the one that's most, most descriptive of what you actually provide, and you can go to that by linking on that at any given time to see all the bids and requests for proposals or requests for quotes or information documents at any given time. For purposes of this demonstration, I want to use human resource management or classification compensations consulting, a field that I'm somewhat familiar with. So if you were to go to human resources consulting and click on that, you'll see all the bids that are active across the United States with a title, due date, the state that it's in. At this point, we're going to tell you whether or not it's a state and local or a federal bid. At our site, GovDirections, federal bids are completely free, so you just can click through there once you register at our sign up free alert link, and you'll gain access to those bids. And just so as an example, here's one for Career Center issued by the Armed Forces. And whenever I click through and I've authenticated with a username and password chosen by each member, quickly see the title of the bid. I have the ability to save it, come back to it a little bit later, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. You'll see the online link, where this is the link that more information will be provided to you about this bid. The due date, January 10th, the department or agency, a reference number that you might need to contact that agency, where the location's at, and the phone numbers. They also give you a summary or synopsis of the bid. And if there's some specific note we think you need to know, something particular to win this bid, then we're going to tell you in this spot here. If it's blank, then there's nothing we can add to that. And also have the ability to map, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. But our main goal at this point is to get you to leave us and go directly to the individual agency by clicking on that link. And at this point, we step out of the way. We are not, we don't abandon you by any sense, but we're stepping out of the way so that you can work directly with the agency. It's no additional finders fees or costs imposed by us to download this information. You're working directly with that government, and your point of contacts will be the ones shown on their individual page. Now, at the same time, we don't abandon you. So if you do have questions and you get to this point, we have a technical assistance that's available to you to provide the information you might need in order to bid on this project. And so you'll see the state and local government information presented in the same way. So as I call through here, and then I think I was looking at classification, pay studies. Here's one in Florida, for example, another one in Georgia. And when I click through, I'm quickly given to a link that would then actually provide me with, once again, a title, and then the ability to save the bid, come back to it if this is something that's in my wheelhouse and I want to make sure I'm working it. The online information, details about the agency itself, a little bit more about how to do business with that agency. Business guides are very helpful to our clients, saves them a lot of time. And so if this is a project, I might want to just check it out to see if where the bid's actually located, and using typical Google technology would quickly move you so that you can see the town or the location of that bid. So that, potentially if you have to go to a pre-bid meeting or you have to respond, you're able to do that, saving you some time once again, and of course always time is money. But once again, our main goal, getting you to that original source of that information so that you're working directly with that government and you're able to go in and actually download that particular project. You have all the documents that you would need. And so here's the RFP document here. Sometimes it's downloads in a PDF like what that one just did, but very quickly, no barriers to access of information. And once again, while we do get out of the way, we're not abandoning you. So if you have questions, you get lost, you need some additional contact information, we're there to help you. All of these work basically the same way. Here, another one from a local government. I'm already saved this one. I'm considering a potential bid on it, notes on this one to help you, as well as the ability to move straight forward to the agency so you can see how quickly we are moving you to the information you need to bid and win on these projects. In addition, at your member home account, you have some specific tools that allow you to organize your data. First, your daily alerts going to summarize all bids that are presented to you in the previous 24-hour period. The daily alert is fresh every day. It's not the same information over and over again. That's very important when you're looking at comparative services. Our information is always fresh and always active bids, not expired bids or those that have already been awarded. Those are set up by your account settings, which is a traditional point and click technology where you can go in and choose your industry, save them, limit your locations if you'd like to. We do not limit you. You're able to limit yourself. You're also able to go into our site and use a very simple keyword search. So if I was doing classified compensation work, I might do a general keyword search or a global one to pull up information. Sometimes I might want to be more specific. If you do that, then what you'd like to do is put those in quotes. And if you want to add words, you can do and, or if you want to see or, the opposite. And if you don't want something, you can just use the negative term. But it's a traditional search. Sort that, and then you get more precise. Now, the more precise you get, you are limiting yourself, and you could miss something simply because the title itself is not the same. But you can see that pulls out a really good, solid search here for me. At this point, any search or presentation information takes the title line and of each of these columns and places them in a toggle situation. So you can go in and click on them and sort by that agency, by that state, for example, or the type, and then you're going to organize your data in just a little bit more user-friendly methodology so that you're not overwhelmed with information. In addition, you can go in and search just for upcoming opportunities. Now, upcoming opportunities are those opportunities that are not yet public, but that we know that they're coming out. And so, and the reason why we know that is because the government, before it spends money, has to talk about it in a public setting. So it could be in an agenda, potentially in a budget, capital plan. And we have graduate trained researchers who do nothing but cull through these documents in order to pull out the spending plans of those governments. So here's one for turfing and lighting of fields. This government's going to spend over approximately $928,000 for that. So we tell companies that ahead of time, and then they're able to get in there and practice more traditional business development. You're not really in that cone of silence where you're not able to ask some questions or to market yourself appropriately. At this stage here, you can get in there, make people aware of your company, and maybe potentially you could have some sample RFPs that fit your company well, and you might want to share those with the appropriate government official. You can also search awards by keyword. You can come in, and for example, I think I did compensation, and I can search. I can see some recent awards, see the amount that these agencies won at, and I can sort those by date. But once I get enough of these indicators, that I could go in and actually, get a good expectation of what I should be bidding at. These analytics are very helpful to companies in their pricing. You can also go in, and once you have your settings set, you can view all bids in the system by your preferences. This is basically your daily alert in an expanded capacity. The initial drop down is the previous 12-hour period, and I'll let this run here. And then what you'll find is you have the option to drop out even further. You can go out for 2 days, 7 days, 14 days, and search. It's really simple algorithm, for lack of a better word. You can come in and type in a number of days there for 14 to say 12, and receive the 12 days listing. That's just, you're out on the field and you're away from the office for a few days, and you want to make sure you don't miss something. It's there. And once you do a search, you're able to go in and sort those by appropriate titles. In addition, you also have the ability to go in and do those save bids and work those as long as you like. Once you decide to remove them, then you can. If you accidentally remove some, just let us know. We'll be glad to place it back in there. Otherwise, we only present to you active data. But our database is some 44 million bids have been issued since we started, and we do maintain that information for our members. In addition, if you go in, and you can, if you're familiar with the NAICS code system, which is the federal government system, then you can come in, you can type your code. If you're not so familiar with that, then you can go out and look, and let's just say I'm in human resource. There, if I search it, I can get a code, come back, drop that code into GovDirections, and those bids at the federal level will appear. And then you can come in, you can save those if you choose, and work those appropriately. They're there for you. Just to say that the NAICS code system is only used by the federal government, not by other agencies at the state and local government level. State and local governments typically have their own systems. Most frequently, you see the National Institute for Governmental Purchasing, NIGP code. You can also, so I actually kind of frown on that. Occasionally you can go in and use that coding system, NAICS code, but if you really want a global search, choose that industry, find the industry that best fits your company, and then go in and look at all the active bids that are available. And you can see there's significantly more than the few that we just saw in that last search. You can also go in and view all awards by preferences once you have them set. And this one would match what I'm looking for specifically, and then I could go in and sort them and see those. Now, our award system is a sampling. It's not a comprehensive database. You can also go in, and we do teach at GovSchool. We have short lessons, and you can go in and learn about the request for proposal, somewhat of a popular one. It's typically a YouTube type video where you can watch it in 15, 20 minutes. I think the request for proposals is about 37 minutes. It tend to be liked by a lot of individuals, and people would like to sit through them. So, all likes, no dislikes there, but some 2,000 plus, about 2,000 views there. And you've got Working Smart, past performance research, a favorite of mine, past performance. Understanding where your market's at is very important. As a way for you to make sure you get in and find yourself in a winning situation. Gov Reporter, it's news reports that we publish. Basically it's a feel-good newsletter, and we like to report on those people who are winning. There's big stories. Somebody wins a $1.4 million painting and fencing contract, and they were maybe just one response, or no competition. So we like to report on that, and for full disclosure, it also helps us with our search engine optimization. GovAdvice, we like to provide technical assistance. You can book a market consulting session. And here are the more favorite topics, but you can book those at an affordable pricing between 20 and 40 minutes. And sometimes you may want to have someone assist you by looking at a proposal that you're preparing, or maybe it's your first time. And those typically, one or two of those is sufficient. Members always get at least one at no charge. Our support is top notch. We carry an A+ rating with Better Business Bureau, but we have some questions here. The most common question is, where's my daily alert? It can get caught in your spam filter. Make sure if you signed up with us that you have not, that is not going to your spam filter. It's where it almost always ends up. You can click on there and learn how to do that. In addition, when you do become a member, you can handle your credit card. We do not maintain that type of information at our own system, but you can go in there, and we use more of a financial chit system with using Stripe to manage the private information. You can add additional users, one additional user per account, up to 5 for a business intelligence product. And you can cancel at any time. We don't stand in your way. There are no contracts with us. It is month to month. If you do go long term, then you can go in there and you can get a discount. But if you want month to month, and you need to cancel, you just type in your email address and go along your way. Just to say that we do not like to see anyone cancel. So if there's some issue, give us a call. We really want to keep you as a member. And you can contact us in normal business hours in Atlanta. We also are by email, virtually 24 hours a day. Our memberships are based on sort of a pricing structure where about like a newspaper, starting at $20 per month for one state service, $30 for a region, $70 for the entire United States and Canada. And if you want to choose long term, we will provide 2 months at no additional cost, so you can go to $200. And always mention that when you first come to us, you can always use the code word START, all caps. I'll expand that because it does save you a little bit of money to get started. And you can use that on your monthly purchase or the annual. Of course, it produces the most savings with an annual subscription, but it will drop that first purchase by 50%. Just expand just a little bit more about our earlier lead times. This is a popular service, but about 52% of our members purchase this service. And there's a quick webinar here or a video. Just click the white button and it'll pop up. And if it doesn't automatically load for you. But here, these are upcoming RFPs in the near future. We know they're coming. The government's budgeted for them. We're telling you what the budget is. We've learned through spending plans or voter projects or capital plans. And you can have up to 5 users with this account. It's an advanced service. Really saves you a lot of time and money and puts you ahead in the game in the working with local governments, state governments, and federal governments. I do appreciate your time today, and I hope you consider our service. You can give us a call if you have any questions at 800-492-8523. And we do thank you and have a great session with us.